In it to win it. Who here has competed in a contest? You're in Toastmasters. Many of you have. Now, what reasons have you had for not competing? Any reasons that you might have? Any of the times? I saw a hand almost with fear. What's your reason?
Fear.
I don't think that good enough.
Good enough, okay. Any other reasons? I heard one.
Fear of failure.
Fear of failure.
Memorization.
Memorizing, okay. Won't be there. You won't be present.
Time consuming?
Time consuming. Tabletop is just that time consuming.
No, not that.
Favorite topics. That's different.
That's different.
Well, still.
What if you had the opportunity to compete against one of the best? Would you take it or would you run away from it? Who would take it?
Oh, yeah.
Who'd run away? This happened in this club. A few of you will remember. It was about 6 years ago. James Webb had joined Central Florida Facilitators. The year before, he had gone to the finals in the International Speech Contest and came in third. He placed. He was that close to winning it all. He joined here and he competed here to make the second run. Just about everyone ran away. No one wanted to go up there, but I did. I figure if you're going to get better, what's the best place to do it but right next to the person who's already done it? So I competed that time. It was a strange contrast because he got up here and he talked about boot camp. And I got up here and I'm talking about my divorce. Didn't mesh at all. And when it was done, no, I did not win. I came in last. But there were people here in the club who said, I could have. That it was good enough. I had reason to keep going and doing it. The reason to get up and do a contest is not to win. It never is. You can't control the parts you need to do in order to win. It's not a strategy. You don't get to go up and beat up the other contestants. You don't know who the judges are. You can't predict their moods. You can't tell whether there's more females or males or any other biases that may happen to come in with it. All you can do is get up and do your best. And that's no different than when you get up and do any other speech in Toastmasters. So why get up and do it for a contest? Do you have a story, a message, something you want everyone to hear? Something that you need to tell? Anything at all? If you do it in the contest mode, you're going to be facing an audience, typically larger, they're more focused, and you are going to want to do a better job. You put more time into it. You get more feedback for it. I happen to be in multiple clubs. And I can compete in every club. And I do. That's how I managed to get to 138 contests so far. At each club contest, I'll take the basic manual, the competent communication manual, I'll hand it to somebody and have them evaluate me on the contest speech. And I will take that to each club and do the same thing. And when I go and practice it again, presumably for the next round, I keep handing the manual down. By the time that round is complete, I have had that speech evaluated 10 times. And in that basic manual, I have gotten specific feedback on my organization, my vocal variety, my body gestures, all the technical aspects that each of those individual projects broke down. And that's the information I need to make that speech better, whether or not I win. So I've taken a speech that I want to give. I've gotten feedback from a lot of different people on very specific things that I can work on. If you ever want to take any speech and make it good, you pick up the Competent Communication Manual and you do it for every project for that exact reason. I do it in contest mode so that I actually get more effort on my part. I put more effort into it because I want it to do well. When I get off that stage, I want to get off knowing that I have done the best that I can do at that time. I want to be happy with what I've done. And if I'm happy walking off that stage with what I've done, I don't care what the results are. And granted, many of you have seen enough contests to know those results can be wacky. I have lost contests because a judge forgot to sign the ballot. I have seen others that come down to the tiebreaker and it's a toss-up. In this last round, when I had the most success I'd had of any speech, and the reason I gave that speech was I had something I needed to tell. I didn't have the message to give. And many of you may remember it. It wasn't that I had a message I wanted to give out. It was a story I needed to tell for myself. The same reason I told the story of my divorce, I needed to tell it so I could get out what needed to come out of me. And in that particular speech, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It was a story I needed to tell. I actually didn't think it was going to do that well. And yet it actually got better. From the feedback that I received, it got better. I ended up hitting the district finals for the first time. I came that close. Second place. The guy who won first was the one person who spoke after me. I do not remember his speech. Because after I got off the stage, I was happy with what I'd done. I had adrenaline pumping. I was excited. I was enjoying it. I wasn't paying attention to the other speech. The judges made their choice. So be it. Amusingly, I was asked to give this speech to About the Foliage Club on Monday because they thought I'd won. The person who asked me thought I'd actually won that contest. She'd been there. It's like, no, I didn't win. You want me to talk about how to give a winning speech? I haven't given one yet. But I can tell you what I can tell you about doing a contest. I get up to each contest because from them I grow. One contest cycle is as good as going through the basic manual. More if you actually use the basic manual. And regardless of what speech you want to give, it doesn't matter. The International Speech Contest in particular, 5 to 7 minutes, anything. There are no other requirements. Traditionally, it's inspirational, it's motivational. I've seen humorous, I've seen informational, I've seen people get up with notes, and they've gotten to the division level with it. It does not matter. It's how good a speech that you can make at that time. What's the worst thing that could happen if you got up and did a contest? Amy, what would be the worst thing that could happen if you got up and did a contest? Come on. What's the worst that could happen?
Sniper.
Someone would throw tomatoes.
No, that's what I do to the audience. This is Toastmasters. They're always going to applaud you. No one's ever going to say anything bad, especially at the contest level. Some people are always going to come up and say, great job. The worst thing that can happen in a contest is win.
And you have to do it again.
And you have to do it again. That's the worst that can happen. You can still get your evaluation. You can face any fear you may have of an audience, even in the competitive mode. You do not have to be trying to win. You do not have to get in the mind mode of competing. It's not like someone else is going to come up and tackle you. Everyone else is going to give their best shot. And that's all you're asking to do there. In a few weeks, we're going to be having our club contest starting. There's no reason that anybody here should not be in a national speech as long as you've got your 6 speeches under your belt. No reason at all. Even if you just want to give a regular manual speech, you don't care about winning. Fine, give up and give the speech you were scheduled to do anyway. What does it matter? If you run over time, well, then you don't win. So what? You've gotten up and you've had an audience and you've been focused and prepared and you're going to get a lot of good feedback. It's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity that comes around every 6 months, and it's an awesome one. Take that opportunity. It does not matter who takes home the trophy. The winner is the one who touches the most lives.